The most important initiative for both business executives and IT executives today is transforming their organizations with AI. At Glean, we believe that AI transformation begins with employees, the people at work. The most important thing you can do to drive AI transformation in the office is to start by really helping your employees embrace AI tools and make it part of their daily lives. Like anything, learning to use AI is a journey, and we believe that employees go on a journey with understanding and becoming curious about AI tools, slowly starting to work them into their daily lives, and eventually fundamentally changing how they work to be AI first and to work differently with AI. Eventually, they become AI evangelists and they help other people at work grow in their use of AI. And it's this journey that ultimately then gives them the curiosity to start driving AI transformation projects at work. And the business then can be on a trajectory to go through that same AI transformation to being an AI first company. At Glean, we've helped hundreds of companies go through this transformation. For example, the world's largest ride-sharing leader uses Glean across its entire operations, but particularly within engineering. And it's helped engineers be way more productive in not only writing code, but just understanding the entire context around their job, solving issues quickly, diving into new areas of the code with confidence. In their own studies, they've found that they help ship code 20% faster with Glean, and that has driven over a $200 million efficiency savings annually. Pretty spectacular. Another customer, one of the world's largest global telecom providers, uses Glean extensively in its customer support operations. By putting tools in the hands of individual customer support reps to be able to quickly find information and solve customer issues, they were able to solve issues in aggregate 47% faster. That is massive to the overall performance of their organization. And of course, that helps drive CSAT, happier customers, and ultimately reps that can be more effective in their jobs. Truly using AI on the front lines to make their entire organization more productive. For AI to work at work, there's a few things that are mandatory. First of all, it's pretty hard to do anything at work without understanding and being connected to the actual data at work. And so the first thing is it needs to be connected to company data. Company data is hard though, right? Fundamentally, it's private, it's secure. When you connect to company data, you need to do so in a permissions-aware way because not everybody at work has access to the same data and you need to respect that privacy. And finally, things happen pretty fast at work. Emails come in, Slacks come in. If AI is only trained or uses data from days or weeks ago, it's not relevant to the current conversation going on at work. So real time really matters. Second of all, not just being connected to data, it truly needs to understand the data at work. And part of understanding that data is understanding all the people, departments, processes, language of work. Not every company is the same. And so being able to build a knowledge graph that understands all of this context is key. Understanding, for example, the different lingo in a company, that PR might mean press release and marketing and pull requests and engineering, are all essential to be able to peer inside the data and understand the true context. And then finally, AI needs to be deployed as a platform at work because lots of people at work want to use AI for different things, and it's got to support all those use cases. It has to be able to be deployed in a secure, permissions-compliant way, and it needs to be scalable to your entire organization that might have many, many billions of objects of data that have to be brought into the AI fold at work. But ultimately, it also needs to be able to support all the different use cases from search to custom chatbots, AI assistants, everything you want to do to bring AI to work at work. It's also important that the right solution is really designed to help everybody at work. If you think about your organization, you probably have many departments, but within each department, there are many, many different roles. My organization, marketing, for example, we have people that write content, we have people that drive into data. They may use AI in their jobs in completely different ways. And so across your organization, there may be hundreds of different roles that all need to bring AI to bear for unique workflows within their environment. It's also important to have the tool help people along that AI journey we talked about earlier. So they might want to start by just finding information and doing some basic summarization, but then they might want to do more advanced tasks, things like content generation and ultimately automating their work. If, for example, we can create a summary of a meeting, why not email it to everybody automatically that was in that meeting and help drive the understanding? All the challenges we've been talking about are exactly Glean's mission. Our strategy at Glean is to deliver work AI for all, to build a platform that can help everyone at work. One that is connected to all your data and all your applications of work, understands everyone and what they do at work, and fundamentally helps people at work find, create, and automate everything with AI. Glean's product is the Work AI platform. It's deployed in the cloud, and you authenticate it to all of your various data stores at work. Think about your communication system, your CRM system, your code repository, your trouble ticketing system, all the various applications that store the data that is your company. All that data is indexed in a secure and compliant way that is permission sensitive, so that when people use Glean, they're only entitled to see the data that they can see in each of those underlying applications. The Glean platform then implements on top of that security layer AI-powered search and a generative AI layer. And this allows AI to work on all that data to deliver the use cases we talked about earlier. Users can then interact with the Glean platform in a few different ways. The main way is the Glean Assistant. The Glean Assistant is what you know as an AI assistant today. It deploys on everybody's desktop and allows them to ask questions of data to find information, and also to accomplish much more advanced AI tasks with prompts. Glean apps are a way to train specific AI applications that are focused on a certain type of knowledge, like an HR assistant or IT help desk that can answer questions automatically within your company. And then finally, there's a rich set of APIs that pretty much allow you to build anything you want on top of Glean to take advantage of all the underlying indexed information. And then finally, there's a global prompt library. Think about this as a way for your users to cultivate and save prompts that make them more effective, to share that within the organization, and then to discover hundreds or thousands of prompts from the outside world that might be specific to people's roles to make them more effective with Gen AI. For a work AI platform like Glean that's connected to all company data, openness truly matters. We've developed it in a way that gives you the ultimate flexibility in deployment. You can choose what cloud to run in. You choose what data stores to connect. You choose what LLM to use as part of the product. And then finally, you can have a variety of ways to connect Glean to your users, either through pre-built experiences like the Assistant or the APIs we talked about early, to be able to build anything on top of Glean. We've told you a little bit about the product Glean. Let me take a few minutes to tell you about the company. Glean was founded by some talented ex-Google search engineers and has built one of the fastest growing AI companies in the world today. We're blessed with investment from some of the largest VCs in the Valley and have raised over $500 million of investment and currently have over $500 million still in the bank. So we're well capitalized to be able to build the company to serve your needs over the long run. Part of what makes Glean unique is we've been built for enterprise AI from day one, and some of the largest organizations in the world trust Glean for their AI needs. You can think about some of the top 10 largest semiconductor companies, banks, telecommunications, retail, and consumer goods companies have all leveraged Glean at massive scale to drive AI results into their business. The best testament to Glean's success is the end users and how much the end users love using Glean. In fact, on average, across the entire user base, Glean customers, Glean end users, use the product about 5 times a day to ask questions. And our DAU over MAU rate, which basically tracks engagement, is around 38%, which is near best in class for any office productivity tool and absolutely best in class for AI tools today. One of the great things about Glean is it's very easy to start. It deploys to users as a very simple assistant that they already know how to use. Let's show you a little bit of what Glean can do. When you open a new browser tab to do work, Glean is right there for you, the ideal place to start just about anything at work. You can of course start with a simple search like company roadmap, let's say. This is a pretty easy one. Glean takes you right to it. But I don't want to read all these roadmap documents to understand a simple question from my customer. Let's ask, say, what features has Glean shipped in the past quarter? As Glean searches, you can see all the data sources to the right where Glean is pulling information from. Document repositories, Slack, messaging, the support and CRM systems, pretty much everywhere. In this case, not only do you get the search results, but Glean Assistant provides a summary right here at the top, answering your question directly. Each part of its response is fully referenceable, so you can check your work and browse over to each of these sources to learn more. Let's say, for example, you're a salesperson with a prospect in the financial services industry, but you aren't really an industry expert. For this, we'll switch over to our chat interface and ask, help me prepare for a sales meeting with a financial services customer. Glean finds presentations, trainings, and suggests some key points and value props for when talking to this financial services customer. You know, it looks like our value prop for finance customers is pretty strong. Let's ask Glean to help us write a cold intro email to a prospect in the financial services industry. Great. Well, Glean's done, but instead of showing you that email, it actually just pops up an action button, which deposits that email draft directly into my email client, enabling me to review it and edit it as I like, and then, boom, hit send. Now we've seen how Glean can find information, analyze it, understand it, and create summaries, generate content, and even automate tasks, all combining the power of world knowledge with company data. We walked through some sales examples there, but Glean is truly an expert assistant in every function. Engineers, for example, can use it to understand not only how to write code, but troubleshoot issues when they come in so they can resolve them very quickly, even if they're not experts on every area of the product. Support professionals can use Glean to get to the bottom of issues very quickly, and even help it to draft communications back to customers so they don't have to write repetitive emails over and over. And for HR and IT teams, using AI to help serve customers and allow for automated self-support is a game changer in productivity. Feel free to browse over to the prompt library on our website, and you'll see hundreds of use cases all categorized for different roles and different functions in your organization. One of the great things about Glean is it uses both internal and external sources. So it takes advantage of course, as we've talked about, the knowledge inside your company, 100 plus connected applications. It also has the full training of the LLMs it uses, so it knows everything about world knowledge that's out there. We've just added the ability for it to pinpoint specific information on the web via external links, so you can narrow in on exactly what you want out there. And sometimes, if you're just working with a given file, it's easier to provide that. So we also allow you to upload a file you're working on and focus the knowledge right on that. One of the main ways to use Glean is through prompting. Prompting can be very simple, just putting in a few keywords of what you like, but can also be complex, allowing you to get into very sophisticated agentic reasoning. And at Glean, we've recently launched something called multi-step prompts. This allows Glean to really think through complex tasks, have multiple steps of analysis, and at the end perform actions to accomplish sophisticated work on your behalf. We have a prompt builder that allows people to design these experiences and coach the system through this reasoning, and the ability to save prompts and share them with your teammates. This helps everybody take advantage of collective knowledge, and all that, of course, can be found within the prompt library. One of the most powerful things about Glean is it helps everybody walk along the AI journey we talked about earlier. Glean is deployed in a very simple manner right inside your browser as the Glean Assistant, and everybody can start with what they know how to do, which is search. They can start to search, discover information, and bring AI-powered insights into their daily lives. At Glean, our mission is work AI for all. We're confident that we can help everybody in your organization progress on their AI journey. If you'd like to learn more or see a demo, go over to our website at glean.com and click on the Get a Demo button in the top right corner. Thank you very much.